Imagine a full-blown industrial tug-of-war over steel and aluminum. No dramatic background music, just raw economic power at play. In June 2025, tariffs exploded, detonation style and alliances shifted overnight. Today, Canada isn't just fighting back, they're rewriting the rules of supply chain engagement.
If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more updates and content. We've got plenty more coming your way.
The spark, Tariffs Double. In early June, President Trump unleashed a seismic policy. Steel and aluminum tariffs jumped from 25% to a whopping 50% under Section 232. The goal, national security. But even U.S. allies, Canada and Mexico, got caught up in the blast zone. The ripple effect was immediate. Commodity prices jumped, the U.S. dollar gained over 1%, and manufacturers from Detroit to Windsor frantically overhauled supply chain plans. The markets jolted like an engine misfire and political temperature soared. Canada, however, had prepared. Back in March, Ottawa imposed its own 25% tariffs, 12.6 billion Canadian dollars on steel and 3 billion Canadian dollars on aluminum. But Trump's 50% surge on June 4th changed the landscape entirely. At the G7 summit in Kananaskis, June 16th, Carney and Trump set a clock, 30 days to reach a deal by July 21st, or face further industrial consequences. And with that, the race to remodel North America's metal ecosystem was officially underway. Canada's counteroffensive, adaptive and aggressive. Canada didn't merely respond, they engineered a multi-layered counter-strategy. Tariff pressure valve, adaptive model. Starting July 21st, Canada will scale its tariffs dynamically, easing if talks progress, tightening if they stall. Procurement overhaul, June 30th. All federal infrastructure, defense, and auto contracts now prioritize domestic content or goods from trade partner nations with true reciprocal access. Tariff rate quotas, TRQs. Imposed June 27th. These retroactive quotas limit non-FTA steel imports to 100% of 2024 volumes. Anything excess faces a 50% surtax. Unused quotas roll over quarterly, flexible, but critics say it locks in too much dumping. Traceability and enforcement. Canada now mandates forensic-level tracking of metals, from melt as pour to smelt, cast, to stop tariff evasion. Industry task forces. Newly formed steel and aluminum councils will track market shifts weekly, advising policy refinements. This isn't retaliation, it's tactical precision. The strategy places sovereign control over critical supply chains, forcing OEMs and suppliers to reroute sourcing maps and rethink contracts. But voices from the industry say it's not enough. Steel producers argue that even with quotas, significant dumping can slip through, mainly via FTA partners like South Korea and Vietnam, limiting protection for domestic producers. Some 1,000 steelworkers have already lost jobs since U.S. tariff changes. The federal government insists its response is strategic and not fixed, but untold measures may come where needed. Cash and construction, fueling reshoring. Canada's counterpunch isn't limited to punitive tariffs. It includes significant financial incentives. CAD $10 billion low-interest loan facility, open for large enterprises hit by U.S. tariffs, aimed at reinforcing production resilience. Ontario, Together Trade Fund, providing grants to SMEs reshoring vital elements of supply chains, auto parts, specialized alloys, precision items. Build Canada Fund rule. Change infrastructure and defense contracts now require steel and aluminum sourced domestically or from reciprocating trade partners. These are structural reforms, not short-term bailouts. By coupling financing with procurement mandates, Canada aims to lock in long-term industrial resilience, not just weather a tariff storm. And it ripples beyond the border. Global buyers are rethinking their sourcing strategies. Allies are watching closely and considering similar resilience-focused tactics. Allies align. Global echoes. Canada's bold playbook is being watched and mirrored. European Union. While not retaliating with tariffs, Europe is boosting green steel subsidies, deepening military-industrial cooperation, and embedding supply chain sovereignty in its strategy. Japan. Mitai has offered emergency aluminum shipments to Canada and is planning its own supply chain safeguards. Germany. Germany's Steel Federation has praised Ottawa's agility and urged faster EU action. That's the framework of a shifting global paradigm, securing strategic materials as geopolitical insurance.
If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more updates and content. We've got plenty more coming your way.
Countdown to July 21st. Risks and realities. Time is ticking and missteps are mounting. Market volatility. Steel premiums in the U.S. Midwest have spiked, fearing tariff instability. Inflation concerns. The Bank of Canada warns that if barriers persist, up to 75% of increased costs could hit consumer prices over 18 months. Political pressure. Opposition leaders in Canada call for faster escalation. Carney counters that negotiations with allies, EU, Japan, are key. U.S. signals. Trump hints at carve-outs for select U.S. firms, but maintains his 50% tariff stance until updated import lists are released. He also halted talks over Canada's proposed digital tax, though Canada has since rescinded it to resume negotiations. Beyond this brinkmanship lies a risk of a carbon copy metal Cold War. Automotive parts shortages, price volatility, deeper inflation, and disrupted investment. Verdict: the steel firewall. As of late June, Canada's response has matured far beyond reaction. It's become doctrine. Branded the steel firewall, this strategy combines adaptive tariffs, domestic procurement, financial support, quotas, and traceability. More than a firewall, it's a fortress. Key features: sovereignly secured supply chains, ensuring critical metals remain within national control, even amid global disruptions. A shift from retaliatory optics to structural resilience. Protection isn't just reactive, it's proactive. Global ripple effects. Allies are starting to emulate Canada's model.
Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget like and subscribe for the latest updates on global politics.